Welcome back. It's the Pawsitively Petland Show, AM 800 KXIC, talking pets. Usually dogs, but also cats. And Ron does have other animals there too. There's lizards and birds and rodents and fish and all kinds of cool stuff at Petland of Iowa City. And today we're talking about the Havanese. They're fighting like brothers, very, puppy fighting, of course. No one's getting injured or anything, but they are having a lot of fun jumping on each other, and you'll hear maybe some pitter-patter and some squealing here as they're having a good time here at the KXIC studios. And we're having a good time, too. We're bringing you the pet show, which is always fun. I always enjoy the pet show. And Ron, you're going to tell us about the Havanese, and then we'll talk toys, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then get a little food in there.
All right. Tell us about the Havanese.
So we've been talking about the Havanese. You know that it comes from Cuba, and then prior to Cuba, Spain is who brought it to Cuba, and then Cuba adopted it as their breed, the country's breed, and that's where the Havanese name came from. It's interesting that the Havanese is closely related with the Bichon Frise, and you can see that not only in the non-shedding aspects, the size of it. We had a guest earlier on in the show that even said, "Hey, I can see the Bichon Frise in the face,
in the nose,
in the nose, the way it's shaped and stuff." So, the lineage of it, the Havanese that we have here in America their ancestry goes back to Cuba, and so we have plenty of Havanese breeders in America breeding them now. And if you were trying to figure out, well, what is this thing that he's talking about, this Havanese breed? Well, if you know what a Shih Tzu is, it's somewhere in the order of a Shih Tzu, but pull the nose out, and that's and that's when you get the Havanese.
Sure.
So it is a really great, like the Shih Tzu, is a fantastic family dog. If you're that owner that is like saying, "I'm looking for the breed that's easy," you want a Shih Tzu or Havanese. If you're saying, "I want something that's going to be great with my family," you want that Havanese and Shih Tzu. If you're that family that says, "I need the low shedding because I just don't want that fur around the house, and maybe there's a little bit of an allergy issue," you want the Shih Tzu or Havanese. This is that really good family, just classic dog, and that's what it was made in all the way through Cuba. It was the family pet, because we review so many breeds on the show here, and a lot of them, as we know, were hunters of different things. And you're like, "Are you kidding me?" The dachshund. Well, in the name of the dachshund is badger hunter.
Yeah, they're very successful at it too.
Right.
And they were bigger back then too, but
yes.
It's interesting though. Yeah, a lot of them are hunters.
So this one is one of those few breeds that is for the family, for the pet and all that. So it's a fun breed to have.
Raised to be with the family, right?
Exactly.
So, good.
And it's a nice size.
Well, and it's interesting too, I think just the history of Cuba in particular is interesting too, because I don't know how far back when you're talking about this, but I know from the history books and just in general, knowing that Havana used to be a great location for vacation destinations. People used to go to Cuba all the time because it was a great getaway. It was close enough to the United States.
Yeah.
And it's just weird to think about now because of our relationship with Cuba, the Cuban Missile Crisis and all things, Castro, and just the whole way that Cuban history has evolved. It doesn't seem like if people would be going to Cuba for vacation nowadays. I mean, you wouldn't really go to Cuba for vacation, but now that's starting to change a little bit. But it's interesting that the Havanese has got roots there.
Yes.
So
and I think the Cuban people always loved us as a nation, as America. The shows that I'm hearing now, because I guess we're getting closer ties and stuff.
A little bit,
again. I'm seeing some shows, and it's about the people of Cuba and Havana and all that. And they love us, and I hear you're saying we've loved them in the past as well because of the
just the whole culture change though. That was back in the 40s and 50s and around that time when people would go and they loved going to Havana, and
that's the culture of these dogs named Havanese, and so it's a wonderful breed as a result. So that isn't it fun when you get into the culture?
I like
all the breeds and stuff. I love this history factory. It just gives it just all that much more flavor. You know, that little doggy that you have at home.
I love thinking about how there were people, however long, whatever breed we're talking about dates back, that they had those dogs. And you just kind of imagine yourself back then, what life was like. And, you know, we didn't have half the stuff we have now. They weren't running to the mart or to Petland to buy a bag of dog food, right? I mean, that wasn't even the pet industry. There was no toys that we're going to talk about later. I mean, these dogs were living with whatever society had at the time, probably off scraps from the table, and maybe even going out and catching some rabbits, some vermin and stuff, and rats and mice and all that. So that's kind of cool thinking about that. The Havanese, though, is the breed of the week. Anything else you want to mention about the Havanese?
So it is a non-shedding breed. It is a smaller breed, so it's not a tiny breed. We're under 20 pounds for the Havanese. If you're an apartment dweller, this would be a nice addition to the apartment. Will get most of its exercise that it needs, but it will love to go for walk is a really long runner, but if you're into the short runners or you're that fast walker, I've been promoted to fast walker. In my age. I'm coming up, or I'm not coming up. I'm past the 50.
Oh, are you really, Ron? I wouldn't have guessed that.
A little over 50 now. And so now, instead of the running and everything that I did, I do a fast walk, and I just do it because I've been told that it's actually healthier if you just do the walk rather than all the running and stuff. So I'm like, oh.
I know for your knees, it can be a little better.
A little bit. So the Havanese will be a great companion for that. Okay, so, you know, we always talk about the positives. So realize when you have a non-shedding breed, that there's going to be more brushing, daily brushing. You're going to shampoo and condition and blow dry. So there's a couple more steps in that process. You're going to need it to have be groomed. Right now, they're really beautiful and plush and all that as puppies. As that fur grows out, it can get tangly and matted. So you're going to need to have a grooming it under control. So that's depending on how you like the dog cut, 1 to 4 months. You're going to need to, take a trip to the groomer and have them make them all prettied up.
You could also get a Furminator. That could help you out, right?
You will not need the Furminator.
No, you don't need the Furminator,
because you'll have wait, I went into a whole nother dialect. You'll have a non-shedding breed. So the Furminator is great for those shedding breeds to get it all out. I do like the Furminator on all breeds. You know how at the back of the dog, some dingly things can happen.
That's right.
The Furminator is wonderful. If you haven't tried that, if you go, gosh, it just gets a little gross, messed up back there, take a product like the Furminator, a very fine comb, and just brush it out real quick, and you will go from yuck to pristine very quickly. It's amazing on how quickly that can get
like how you call it dingly things. People know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yes, and they all went, fur. It's Sunday morning. Why are we talking about this?
The fur in the back there is
the Havanese.
Great. All right. The Havanese is the breed of the week, and we featured that here today. And what we're going to do now is we are going to hit you fast paced with our fun music here. I've got the upbeat music here going your way, and we're going to launch that off, and I'm going to do my next. So we're going to take one toy out, knock it down, and I'll tell you when it's time to talk about the next one. And we'll spend just about a minute on each one of them. All right. So here we go. Fast pace. It's rapid fire. Toy time.
So we are going to fish first because we neglect fish so much. I have the AquaVac Plus water changer and gravel cleaner, battery operated. This thing is waterproof. You can actually put it under the water. It has a filter on board, so you don't have to do the water change while you're doing the gravel vacuum. Hey, you know that we're talking dingleberries? Dingleberries. You know how the fish poop and it all goes to the bottom and you wish it wasn't accumulating? You could take this, turn it on, put it in your tank, and without doing even a water change, it'll run it through the filter on the I bought one of these. I was so excited about it. So you aquarium owners that want to do those spot cleanings without taking out all your equipment for a water change, get the AquaVac water changer and gravel cleaner with a filter on board, waterproof, very cool.
Aqua Change water cleaner next.
All right. So we also neglect cat customers. All right. You can hear me. It is a new addition to the classic. This is one of those circular devices where it's got the ball and train, and then the cat can put their paws in it. But it looks like a cute little frog.
It looks like a frog. It's got frog eyeballs, and it's a circle. It's green, and it has balls inside of it that are making all kinds of noise.
Yeah.
And it's Kong brand, huh?
Yeah, so you know that it's going to be a good quality. Kong is known for their higher, a little tougher and all this kind of stuff. I'm noticing there's like a spring action in it. So they've thought through this thing and made it a little more different than the other ones that you've seen out there. So come in and check this one out. Lots of fun.
Make some noise. All right, the Kong frog.
Okay, you got to give me like 4 minutes on this because I've got like 4 products, but it's all in one top.
Okay.
So on this one, we have, so you're washing your dog and all this kind of stuff. And we're going through the show and we come across this display and they have like all this bathing stuff that is just a little different and making things a little easier. So right now I'm holding up the Bath Time bath mitt. It is a rubber mitt that you put on your hands, and on one side it's got small little nubs on it to like massage the dog and get into the fur, and then on the other side longer. I mean, they've got detail on this thing to really work, that skin on the dog and all that kind of stuff. So this bath mitt, which is rubber, is really good. So you're going to be, at the bathtub or in the shower or at the sink. You're going to put this on. You're going to scrub the dog down. I bet you for your shedding dogs, this is going to be a great tool to get more of that hair out while you're washing the dog. Those that put their dogs underneath the faucet, I'm like, holy cow, is there a lot of fur coming out? This is going to bring even more.
The Love Glove bath mitt.
The Love Glove.
Next.
Oh, it is the Love.
It is.
That's hilarious. All right. Okay. So I did say you're kneeling next to the bathtub, giving your dog the shower or the bath and all that kind of stuff. Hey, how are your knees doing right now? You can see it. Aren't they hurting right now?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's hurting. They made a kneeling pad for washing your dog.
For bath time.
Yeah, and so it can get wet, but it's got nice cushion in it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is very cool. Coy, our inventory manager, came up with this whole theme, and he goes, I just wanted to see if the public, if they wanted this kind of a thing. So you're gonna see a display in our store with all sorts of bath time stuff. And these are just a few of the things that are gonna be on there. Okay. So the knee pad for bath time.
Bath time knee pad.
Ultra comfort.
Next.
All right. So now your dog is coming out of the bath and they're all wet and everything. And, we just get the towel out. Hey, you got to do more than that. Hooded towel for small and medium dogs.
This is a lion face with a big smile.
Right. And you put this over their head and then you massage the fur in that area and soak up all the water. But it's got a lion face on it. It's just plain cute.
It's super cute.
So while you're doing it, the ladies are gonna love this. The ladies have already gone nuts over this product. So this is a really cool product, making the whole drying process just a little bit more fun, a little more cute. Probably get the camera out on this one.
Lion hooded towel. Next.
All right. So now in that bath time, and this is my final product, but we even have more at the store. Bath time. Is that Chanel?
Yeah.
So Chanel wrap towel. So picture, and I've seen these for people now too. What would you call that? Picture spaghetti, but really, really thick and about an inch or two long. And this is what this towel is just coated with. And it's really soft and humongous.
Looks like a car wash mitt.
Yeah. Yeah. But even like more
soft,
bigger and everything. And your hands work into these special drying mitts and all that kind of stuff. And you then get your dog all dried up. So it takes towel to a whole nother level when you're drying your dog. So this is the Bath Time Chanel wrap towel.
All right, Bath Time towel. Next.
All right, so now with those dog owners that, oh, my arm hurts. Holy cow. I'm throwing it out. A new version of how to throw a tennis ball further. This is the Ready Treat Scoop Launcher. And so you hold this. What'd you call it? It's like a catapult type thing.
This is similar. If anyone knows the toss across game, it actually looks like one of those. For kids. When you play it, you throw it back and forth. It has a curved plastic styled
thing.
scoop to it, and when you throw it, it goes through the curve, and then it provides extra leverage and
Right,
throws
there
it
it is.
further.
And so, all right, what this product has in addition, so we've heard of that kind of a product, nasty tennis ball after a while without having to touch it. So you
Slobber
just
all
scoop
over
it
it.
all up.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing that this thing does that is unique is it has a little treat dispenser at the bottom of the handle, because what do we want them to do with that ball?
Bring it back.
Bring it back to us. So when they bring it back, they get a little treat. Guess what they're going to learn really, really quickly and then be trained to do it is bring the ball back to you. So I love this product. Then
Scoop. Next.
Scoop. Now we
Comes
go
with a ball, by the way. And so does this next one.
And the Ready Treat Fling Launcher. This is more like a slingshot. And we have already gotten a couple of these out with customers, and they come back and go, that thing is just fun. You know, it's a slingshot. You know, if there is a man in your life, you have a slingshot person that would love this product. So it's the Ready Treat Fling Launcher. And I believe this has a way of dispensing treats just like the other ones. So you're going to throw this thing out there. They're even saying no slobber, grabbing, fling without touching the part or the sling part. Oh, is
you hold the ring instead of the ball.
Instead of holding the ball.
Yeah.
So again, they're trying to get it so that you're not having to touch everything. And then it will go even further than you can throw it. So another one, Ready Treat Fling Launcher.
Fling Launcher. Slingshot. Next.
This is hilarious.
I like that one. Pretty
All
cool.
Right. Now this, hey Ron, this is just a Frisbee, isn't it?
It looks like a blue Frisbee with 3 holes in it.
Yeah, and I said, hey Coy, what's up with the 3 holes? And he goes, it's for small dogs that can't get their teeth around the big ring and stuff. So this is a Frisbee that you're going to throw, but you small dog owners that like your dog just can't quite figure out how to pick the thing up because it's just a little too big. It's got smaller bite areas inside it so that your smaller dog can still pick it up. I'm going to guess that the little dog's going to be dragging this thing as far as from lifting it and all that. But it is another version of the Frisbee. It also is buoyant, so you can throw this in the water.
Oh, 3-hole Frisbee.
The 3-hole Frisbee. World's smartest flying disc.
Next.
All right. So
I could probably do 3 more, I think, because we're starting to get a little short on time if we want to feature Primal.
Good. We're really good there then. So now you've heard of the rope. You've heard of the soft plush toy. You've heard of the squeaker. Where is my squeaker in here? There's a squeaker in here somewhere.
What is that?
I can't find it.
A mouse?
This
like a
one
rat.
is like a rabbit.
Oh, it is a rabbit.
So you've heard of all of those 3. Now picture me pulling on this thing, and it's got
the head comes out. That's funny. It does.
Now this is meant to be flung.
Oh,
and so
okay.
How do they describe it? The 1, 2, 3, fly far and high. So you're gonna fling this. It's like what do you call it? Like a bungee cord type thing where it's like shooting rubber bands.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's a rabbit though. You hold the head and then you pull back on the tail and let it go, and it flings.
It flings, and so we've got
rabbit flinger.
We got in here as well. Now with that be, that's
a monkey.
That's the monkey guy.
All right.
And so there's a lot of different. There's a squeaker in there.
There you go.
So it's got all sorts of avenues. So it used to be give a dog a bone.
And that's it.
That's it, man. Just give the dog a bone. It's like holy cow.
You got a whole basket of stuff here, and that's just scratching the surface of what you have at the store.
Right. And so, any time for one more?
Animal flingers. Last one.
All right, so there is a whole group of Nerf products now for dogs, so Frisbees and all that kind of stuff. What I like about the one that I'm holding, it's kind of a heavy football, but it's only like 4 inches long, but it's got all these ridges. So when the dog bites on this, their teeth go into those ridges, actually cleans the dog's teeth. And so it's really good in a lot of different ways. So you could go throw this out in the yard. It is small enough to toss in the house. The only thing with the weight, I think this is an outdoor toy more, because if this thing hits something, I think you're going to have some damage. So outdoor, play with the dog kind of a thing. Hey, we learned a little earlier, give the dog a treat when they bring it back tease it all the way back, and they'll start learning the difference. So
all right, there we go. There's your products.
A lot more, and still
rapid fire.
more of this stuff is coming into our store. This is just what we've received so far.
I love it. Thank you. That's Ron Salsrud with some rapid fire toy style today with a lot of fun things. And again, just go get lost at Petland and walk around the aisles, because you'll have a good time walking around there and looking at all the different products they have. Thousands of products, lots of toys. That was just a few.
Need to bring it up.
Sure.
And how long do we have on this segment?
Probably just like 5 minutes.
Okay. Good. I'm ready to go.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. And now one last topic that we're going to talk about today is Primal. It's frozen dog food.
Yes, and there's some freeze-dried aspects that they have as well. So we've talked about, the frozen food side and the freeze-dried and bringing it to market. This has been around for a while, so don't think this is, it's a new product and I'm going to let it sit there for a while just to see what it does. As far as the market goes, we've actually brought this to the Iowa City area a while ago, and really were interested in it. It's huge on the East Coast and West Coast, and it's just taken a little time for us to see the benefits and all that kind of stuff. So we have reintroduced and actually increased, because we are seeing people now interested in it. We tried this like 7 or 8 years ago, and that's when people weren't quite into it. Now people are coming in. Just yesterday, I had 2 ladies come in, and they were looking for both freeze-dried and they were looking for frozen type products, and we have now 3 varieties of both. So there's some selection there to look from and all that. Primal is what I wanted to talk about today. This is a company that got into this based out of San Francisco, and it was a chef that got into saying, I've been doing a lot of work as far as nutrition goes for people, and just looked at his dogs and said, you know what? I think there's some room for improvement over there, and started working on freeze-dried and frozen ability, the amino acids, the vitamins and minerals that you get out of lesser cooked products, I guess would be the case. Think about when we cook vegetables. Vegetables, when we eat them raw, have all those vitamins and minerals and all that kind of stuff. And we know that when we cook them, some of that stuff goes away. They're not as good for you. They're still great for you, but there's just some of the nutrients that's gone away. Same thing with dog food and other foods that they're finding. And so the frozen food side keeps it healthy and safe for your dogs. The freeze-dried is a process that actually does, in its process, keep it or disinfect and kills the germs and all that kind of stuff, so that you don't have to refrigerate it. So those are 2 processes that we're finding not only are good for us, but also our pets. And Primal has put together some really cool ingredient lists for these two versions. And here in the year, and we said, okay, we love the story about this chef and what he does. He's based out of San Francisco. Hearing a lot of testimonials about how his dog food has not only helped his dogs, but across the country now has really helped a lot of dogs. As far as, if your dog has diet-related diseases, that kind of a thing, you can introduce this into their diet, and you will the people are finding really good things happening with it. What I do for my own dogs is I introduce this frozen and or freeze-dried stuff in addition to my kibble. So my kibble is my mainstay. You know, that's go get, you know, the quarter scoop or whatever it is, the kibble, put it in there in the bowl. But then I'll use a little bit of frozen food and or I'll have some freeze-dried food available. And I'll just sprinkle a little bit on top. And what I'm doing is taking their nutrition to another level. Because this part of their diet is not cooked, it's going to have some of those enzymes, to digest things easier, make them healthier. Some of the nutrients that get cooked out in kibble, they're going to get that as well. So those are the benefits of it. You're also going to find, holy cow, does your dog love this stuff? That's what the two ladies yesterday wanted it for, is they had one dog that was kind of rejecting food in general. And so they use this along with their kibble to entice the dog to get in there. And they have found, immediate results and then wonderful benefits over time. Some of these products, when you open up the bag and it's like a fish, don't be alarmed by the smell.
A little stinky.
Yeah, it is very fresh and everything. The freeze dried, there is an aroma to it. But I want you to, like, instead of go, ew, I want you to go, wow, because your dog is going to love that smell and then love that taste.
You want your dog to enjoy their food, right? I mean, right. I know that's one of the things people, I know I've thought about that in the past, because when we were a bag of food all the time, and I always thought, what about humans? Like, what if you ate the same thing really, if you ate the same thing every day, I think you'd really get sick of it. Well, I know you would get sick of it.
You definitely would not be looking forward to the meal. It would be more of a maintenance thing.
Yeah, you're just getting your nutrients. But you can make it more fun with stuff like this. Yeah. You can add this to the diet, and then they get excited when it's time for the freeze-dried food or the fresh food, and then the frozen food. And then also treats help spice it up a little bit too. Right. And you guys have plenty of those to choose from.
So when I put the kibble in there, it's like a little smorgasbord. I put a little bit of this, a little bit of that kind of a thing in with my dogs, and they just gobble it up, have a lot of fun with it. Primal, when you look at their ingredients list, it's 100% USDA human grade. They're really strong on that aspect. All natural ingredients. Let's see what else. The antibiotic, steroid free is big in their line. So know that you're going down that line. I remember I talked with them about organic. Mostly organic, certified organic supplements. A lot of what they're doing in the product is organic. What they educated me on is I know that we want 100% organic, and that's the only way to get that label on these products, both for human and for dogs and other things. Mm-hmm. There are some things that you just can't get organic yet. And so they're working their way through that. They are very astute to that aspect of their consumers wanting that. And so know that Primal is going to be a great food for you, and that is their focus as well as yours, as far as having things steroid free and organic and all that kind of a thing. So very safe food all around.
All right. Very good. That is Primal is the name of it. And then there's other brands you do have of frozen food.
We have Stella and Chewy's and Instinct.
All right, very good. And that has been the Pawsitively Petland show. It's always a blast, whether you're listening in on Sunday mornings in this 9 o'clock hour, or if you're listening on the podcast anytime you'd like. Over to Petland of Iowa City, located across from Lucky's Market at the Iowa City Marketplace. They are always bustling and busy. They open up at noon today because it's Sunday, and every other day you open up at 10. And we are out of time. So, Ron, as we wrap up, I'll give you one last chance to tell us a little bit about your store.
I'm getting the puppy cam onto our puppies here. We are Petland of Iowa City. We're located across from Lucky's Market, that new grocery store that just opened up at the Sycamore Mall. Our hours of operation, like we said, today is from noon until 6, and then all other days we're open from 10 until 9. We do $5 nail trims. That's a lot of people are coming in. If they're not playing with puppies, they're having their dog get a quick nail trim while they're getting through the store, getting their bag of dog food and all that. Come in and play. That's what we're about.
That's right.
Trying to find the right pet for the right family and meeting the needs of both.
Go for it. Go there and say hi to Ron. He's the tall guy with the bald head and glasses sometimes. You'll take care of you too, so be sure to talk to him. We'll be right back with more after this on KXIC.
So